Hello, welcome to another one of my videos, my last video of 2021. I hope you guys had a really nice Christmas. I decided to do this Q&A video as a little 1-year anniversary to myself on YouTube. It's been one whole year of me posting videos on here. Crazy to say that, because if you had told me several years ago that I would be posting a YouTube video weekly, I'd be like, you're kidding. No, I'm not going to be doing that. Very, very, very grateful for those of you guys who have subscribed to me in the past year, who watch my videos. You guys are awesome. Love you guys. You're really making this a really fun journey for me. I know I'm not like a massive YouTuber, and I might never be, but for those of you who are watching, you guys are super awesome, and I can't thank you guys enough. Without further ado, let's get to my Q&A section of the vlog. I have here a few questions from you guys. There were a lot on Instagram, so I'm gonna pick as many as I can and try answer them all tonight. I'm cozy, I have my cup of tea now. I'm a big rambler. Let's see how these questions go, shall we? Have you ever been to Japan? Yes, I have. I've been 3 times. Once, I would want to say in 2016, 17. Loved it. It was as beautiful as I thought it was gonna be. My hyped up expectations from when I was a teenager delivered. And then I went in 2019 in the summer for a 3-4 week trip, and then I came back 2019 New Year's to 2020 for a friend's wedding and Japanese New Year's. So that was great. I would like to go back again. Top 5 fave movies. That is so hard if you include animated movies. Do I include animated movies? Or okay, top of my head, Princess Bride, House Moving Castle, The Labyrinth, oh my god, In Love with Bowie. Oh, the last two make it hard. I guess Fantastic Mr. Fox, the Wes Anderson one. And can I pick the Marvel Universe? Is that cheating? Let's go with 10 Things I Hate About You. There's 5. Okay. Moving on. Did you study, and if so, what? Just curious. So I did study. I'm guessing you mean at university. I went to Central St. Martin's for a foundation year to figure out kind of what I wanted to do, but I was pretty dead set on studying fashion. Crazy girl. I then went to London College of Fashion for my main BA degree, and I studied surface textiles and fashion design. I specialised in embroidery. Honestly, it didn't make me that happy. That question leads quite nicely onto this question here, which is how did you become an illustrator? So after studying something completely different, I was kind of disillusioned with the fashion industry itself. I did some internships and realized that it's just not what I wanted to do. It was such a weird time in my life. I was kind of straight out of university. I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to this. You know, you kind of come out of 4 years of higher education and was unhappy, and I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I had this degree in something that at the time seemed really irrelevant. With the skills that I had at the time, I quite crazily jumped straight into freelancing. I mean, I was lucky. My parents were happy to support me for a little bit till I sort of figured out what I wanted to do. In fashion uni, I met a lot of photographers, and I was just sort of helping out friends with their portfolios, and before I knew it, I was, you know, working for someone else's friend kind of sort of thing down the line. And I met a lot of people through that, makeup artists, photographers, stylists, and I did work odd jobs here and there. I actually did start my website pretty much straight away. Took a couple of years to get off the ground, especially without Instagram. I didn't have Instagram straight away, or at least I didn't use it for what you use it for now. And yeah, I got some more like illustrative textiles freelance jobs basically, and that's how I kind of got into freelancing as an illustrator. I did a lot of print design for small companies and kind of collaborations with other students that wanted to try and create brands at the time. Grew it naturally from there. So yeah, I did a lot of random stuff as whatever work I could take on, I did it that way. I don't know if that makes any sense. That was a lot to take on. So next question. This is such a cute question. Okay, which Ghibli world would you go live in? That's really hard. I find that, why is that such a hard question? House Moving Castle is my favorite Ghibli movie, so in theory I would like to live in that world, but they have a war on at the time, so maybe that's not very safe to live in that world. Spirited Away is also a really great one, but that just seems like a really tough job. I mean, I could be a spirit, comes and like chills out at the bathhouse. That could be kind of cute. cute. I don't know. Let's have a Google. Oh, I know. I think for sure I would want to live in Kiki's delivery service world. That is such a cute world. The idea that there's like just witches and that's normal. That could have been my upbringing. Being a little witch, learning how to fly a broomstick. That would be really cute. Did you start on YouTube with any particular goals in mind to kind of stop feeling like I'm putting all my energy into one platform, which is mainly Instagram? I wanted to see if I could try and build up a different kind of community on YouTube. I have been thinking about YouTube for a lot longer than the past year. It's taken me a very long time to get the courage to actually start it. I wanted to start Patreon at the same time and I kind of took too much on, and that's why I started with YouTube instead of Patreon, but I will be starting Patreon next year. Particular goals. Mainly, I started watching more YouTubers that show off the cute cafes and the cute things that they do in their city that they love. I mean, mainly there's cities that they didn't originate from, that they like moved to, like Korea or Japan, and seeing this new city with fresh eyes, I found that quite inspiring. And I thought, okay, I haven't moved to a brand new city. I've lived in London for a long time now, but it is one of the, you know, quote-unquote coolest cities in the world, people say. I'm a little bit jaded about London now, but I thought that YouTube would be a really nice way of reinvigorating my view of my own city that I live in, and hopefully kind of see it with new fresh eyes and see the beauty that is London. And London is really beautiful, and I took it, I mean, I've said this so many times in so many videos, probably too many, but I took London so much for granted, and there are some really great things here and really cool things to do, and I just never did any of them because, oh, it was too touristy or whatever, not cool. And I realized that that's a really lame way to look at life. I wanted to remember why I wanted to move here when I was a teenager, and there are great things to do here and I should do more of that. And in a funny sort of way, I'm the type of person that needs a reason to push myself to do something, like create a deadline. So by having a YouTube where I actually have to post on a regular basis, it kind of gives me like a weird excuse that's like, oh, I need to post for YouTube, I need to video stuff for YouTube, so I should go do that thing that seems kind of naff but I know will make a really cute YouTube video, knowing full well that I'm probably gonna have a really great time and I'm not gonna regret doing it at all. Will you ever go back to making large clothing pieces, brackets, jackets and shirts? No is probably the answer. If you're new to me and my channel and my work in general, a handful of years ago I did actually attempt to make my own clothes. So as much as I say I hated my fashion degree and wanted to do something else, I was still doing it in the way that I'm doing it now, very much slow fashion, as and when it feels right for me, not past tense. It's really nice that you're even asking, to be honest. Like, I didn't actually make that many pieces over the several years that I was doing that sort of thing, so that's really cool. Thank you that you remember and that you're hoping that I'm gonna get back into it. But the problem is purely just cost. My ethos is that I want to try and, as much as possible, get all my products manufactured here in the UK for ease and for ethical reasons. It's very expensive to get clothes manufactured here in the UK, like really expensive. Fabric printing is costly. By the end I was using a really nice seamstress that I actually use personally, that she makes clothes for me in general. She was the one that originally helped me sew all those clothing pieces together. But to keep things ethical, I didn't want to ask her, oh, how cheap can you do them? She gave me a price and I paid it, but it was very costly, and my profit margins, to be extremely transparent here, were very slim. It got to a point where all the effort that it took to even put stuff together was honestly not worth it for my mental health. It was tiring, it was a lot of work, and I wasn't really paying myself enough. So in order for me to do it again, I would have to charge a lot more than what I was charging before. I mean, I hate to say never, that I'll never do it again, because I just generally hate saying that I won't do things, that I can't do things. I have a habit of changing my mind often. Realistically, no. Sadly not. I probably won't be making any clothing anytime soon. Sorry. What's your favourite food? Ramen. It's always ramen. Or my mum's borscht. Top 5 countries you want to visit when COVID is totally over. Great question. Japan. No, I'm joking. Japan is one of them, definitely. I would like to go to Korea. I really want to try Bali. Never been. My sister says it's glorious. That sounds like a much needed holiday that I would love to do. China. I'd like to go to China. And fifth one, oh, I don't know. Somewhere in Scandinavia, maybe? Somewhere in Europe for a change? No, LA. I've been to LA before, but my friend just got married out there and moved to LA, so I'd quite like to go see her. Next question. This is a very observant question. I very rarely mention this. It is, you recently mentioned your mum is Russian. Do you speak any Russian / have any cultural ties? But yes, my mum is Russian. I am half Russian. My dad is from the East End. He's from London. Sadly, no, I don't speak any Russian. For some reason, my mum decided not to teach me or my sister Russian. I think when I was a kid, like 10 or something, I took one look at the alphabet and was like, yeah, no thanks, which I kind of regret. There's a lot of sounds, intonation that I just cannot do. I sound pathetic when I try and speak Russian. I'm not even gonna try. But do I have any cultural ties? I don't really know what you mean by that question. If you mean like, do I feel connected to that part of me? I would say yes, definitely. I'm proud to say that I'm not fully British. Take that as you will. Yeah, I'm proud that my mum is Russian. She's awesome. It's a cool heritage. Okay, nearing to the last few questions now. I discovered you through Emma Tokidoki Traveller when you did the artwork for the collaboration with her and Marzia Elbow. I'm really sorry, Marzia. I really don't know how to say her name. I know that's YouTube sacrilege because she's so popular. Sorry. She carries on to say, I'm very curious to know how you met them and what your connection with the Japan influences is. So just to clear that up, I have never met Marzia. I just worked for her by email. But I have met Emma. Hi Emma. She's a babe. So basically, I don't know if Marzia still does those. Sacrilege coming along again. I never used to watch her videos, so I didn't actually know who she was in 2019. I did not know her. I wasn't a huge YouTube consumer, I guess you could call it. I watched it, there was like a couple of random people that I liked watching, but I didn't know too much about YouTube. So she used to do those subscription boxes with lots of like face care and cute products. She did a collaboration with Emma Tokidoki. For you whoever's asking, I'm sure you know about this already. And then I think it was like a company that Marzia used to hire, like the product design management, I'm guessing, got in touch with Emma Tokidoki, and between those two, the production management company working with Emma create the products. I think there was like a candle, some postcards. Long story short, Emma emailed me and said that she liked my work, which was really cool, and she told me that she was doing this collaboration with Marzia. She was looking for an illustrator to create some of her ideas into real life products. I was hired that summer 2019. I had already planned to go to Japan, but obviously it was too cool of a job to say no to, so I took the work with me. That's the nice thing about being a freelancer. Just take your iPad, take all your stuff wherever you go. Because Emma was based in Tokyo anyway, I suggested that we just meet up and I could show her what I was working on, see if she liked it, see if she was happy with what I was doing. And that's how I met Emma, like officially. We hung out, had something to eat, it was really nice. Turns out that Emma is really good friends with a few other Japanese influencers that I also knew. We had friends in common, and that's how we became friends, basically. Did you struggle at first when making videos, for example, speaking to the camera, finding ideas and editing? I would say I still struggle. I know it has been a year, that's what this whole vlog is celebrating, but it doesn't feel like it. I still really struggle to make videos sometimes. Speaking to the camera is a weird one. You just have to pretend you're like talking to a friend or just talking your own thoughts out loud. That's essentially literally what I'm doing right now. It feels really meta to talk about how weird it feels to talk to the camera while pretending like it is normal to talk to the camera. Moving on. Yeah, finding ideas is always hard. I think I'm still trying to figure out the best video ideas for YouTube. I've got a huge list of things I'd like to attempt at some point. Editing was a hard one. Don't take as long to edit a video these days than I did before, but every now and again, like my last video, the long month vlog videos where the clips that I've filmed for stuff are all over the place rather than just stuff I filmed in one singular day, those are really hard to edit still. You kind of just hit a wall at one point just looking at your screen, and I'm just like, I can't edit anymore, I need to take a break. While editing, trying to clip out all the ums and there you go. And I'm gonna leave those ones in so you can see, but I have to clip out so many pauses, things like that, which get a bit tedious. Okay, how do you decide on a new medium / type of product to explore? If you've been following me on other platforms, social media, for a long time, you'll know that I have experimented with a lot of different product ideas for my website and my work, and that is purely because when I left university and had no idea what to do and went into freelancing, I had no good kind of direction for myself. I kind of put my feelers out and was just like, what am I doing? How should I do things? What do I even like doing? How do I decide? It was literally just like, okay, let me try this product. Oh, that didn't work. No one wants to buy it. I didn't like doing it. I have this new whim that I want to try out. And it's literally just me on a whim going, I have a random idea. Let me see if that works. And that's literally my decision-making process. It's random as hell. Scarves was just like an extension from my textile university days because the clothes thing didn't really work out. Jewelry is because my dad's a jeweler and I've always wanted to give it a go. Pins and paper goods, it just seemed like that's what illustrators make and sell, so maybe I should try that too. It really is just super unplanned. Yeah, it's all on a whim. Penultimate question: who are your favorite YouTubers? Brackets, love your videos, by the way, thank you very much. I do love Lee Ellickson's videos. She's great. I think a lot of you guys are here because of her, so hello and thank you. She's a brilliant illustrator, super talented. She seems so nice. And I love, like in one of her videos, she said about how when you watch a vlogger, you kind of pretend that they're your like internet friend. And I would like to say, hey Lee, can we be internet friends? Feels that way. I love Emma's videos as well. She's so cute. Also, I'm sure most of you know from my Instagram stories, like I post it all the time, I love Carrie Cakes, of course. Her videos are super nice. They're such great like slice of life, easygoing, really makes me want to visit Korea even more. She seems so nice as well. I love watching her videos. Honorable mentions is Mr. Sunday Movies. I don't know if you watch Mr. Sunday Movies. They do hilarious videos. If you're a Marvel fan or just like a movie fan, they do loads of like movie reviews and gaming and things that I actually really like watching. Very, very funny. I am prone to a little bit of Metal Jesus Rocks as well sometimes. He talks about gaming. Like, just he really loves games and I just love that passion. Those are my main ones. My last question, before I get a little bit too tired, gonna end on a soft, emotional question. It's been a generally rough year, but what would you say your highlight has been? Beginning of my year in the UK, I don't know about everybody else, we obviously started with more lockdowns still. For those of you that don't know, I got out of a very long-term relationship as well this year. So for me, it's been a really rough year. Emotionally, mentally, work-wise, also took a massive dive. Thank you, Instagram algorithm. Yeah, it's been a really weird year. And when I first read your question, I actually could not think of a highlight. Isn't that terrible? Like, I physically couldn't think of a single good thing that I was honestly happy about from this year, which sounds super depressing. I'm sure it does. I almost actually wasn't going to answer this question, but I thought that would be a real shame because this was a really nice, open question. I think for a long time I realized my life wasn't going in the direction that I wanted it to go, and this year I feel like I'm finally taking my first step on a path that I have been craving for a really long time. I started meditating this year and that has really changed my life for the better, letting go of that ego to be worried about things that don't really matter, or like perception of how people see you. Going in super deep here with you guys. I'm gonna get a little extra woo-woo here, kind of spiritual on you. Of all the inner turmoil I have received this year, and all the external turmoil that's just generally going around all of us at the moment, my main highlight this year has been learning about myself more than I think I ever have in my life, and that has purely been through my new practice of meditation. I was never usually like a woo-woo spiritual person, so this is like a really new thing for me. What's so important about making time for myself this year for meditating, not only has it been a way to sort of like calm the inner storm and figure out a way to think a little bit more clearly, even if it's not always perfect and it's definitely not a fix-it-all. You can't change the past. You can't change what's happened. There's no use in living in your past. And it doesn't mean that it doesn't stop being a part of you. This has been like my year for beginning my self-healing journey, but meditation has reminded me, if not completely taught me from scratch, that I need to remember to live more presently, more in the moment, more content with what is going on right here, right now. It sounds, for those of you who aren't really like open to these sorts of ideas, you think meditation is silly and I must sound totally crazy, but it's funny how easy it is to take that for granted. Live on autopilot and not appreciate the surroundings around you and the life that you already have, and always be striving for better and more. It's been a really great tool. Be kinder to myself, remind myself to breathe, just take each day as it comes, you know, take those deep breaths in between all those stressful moments and remind yourself what the good things are, even if they're small. So although I found it difficult to pinpoint actually what my highlights were, which I think really shows how negatively I have felt about this year, there is always something. And that was a really, really nice question. Thank you for that lovely question. Therapy session over. Okay, bye. Yes, if you've watched till the end of this video, well done, because I'm guessing for future editing Alex, this is going to be a long one. So thank you for watching. Sorry to end it on a weird existential note. Thank you again. I don't know how many times I've said it in this vlog, like a lot, but thank you again, all of you who have supported me in this new journey on YouTube, and I hope to see more of you guys in the future. 2022, new year, new start. Hope you enjoyed this video, and in the meantime, hope you guys have a wonderful New Year's, and I'll see you in the new year. Bye guys.